Alright everyone, welcome back to another episode of the F123 Driver Crimo with Ferrari. This is episode number 46 today for the Portuguese Grand Prix of Season 5. If you missed the previous episode at Brazil, I recommend you go and check that one out before seeing this one because, well, it didn't quite go to plan. Spoiler alert. Yes. Basically, we got illegal overtakes in the sprint, and then obviously running out of fuel at the line in the race to secure fourth place. SAINZ had a grid penalty in that race, so obviously we actually still outscored him, but we could have wrapped up the championship almost by now. Is that Mark, by the way, in the background? Not Mark, Carl. That was it. His name was Carl, the bloke from yesteryear, the R&D. Anyway, that was just a department event about the charity from last year being a success. R&D, fuel, definitely going on. Major fuel, that would be in for Abu Dhabi. Also going to be looking at a minor brakes upgrade as well. Although it doesn't really do much. Most of it with the issues of the brake is due to the way the brake assist has been poorly designed. As well, but yeah, no upgrades really coming into Portugal then, because in the timeline it's actually technically a week after Brazil. I know, mad. As well, Aston Martin have brought an upgrade to this weekend, as have Mercedes and Alpine. Alpine have come from, they're starting to turn it around now to being the third worst car. Haas have now taken their place at the back. Don't really know what's going to happen with Haas, because they at one point they're the second best team in the grid, and now they're the third worst car. But we move then to Portugal for qualifying, of course. Which Portugal is. I never really know what's going to happen here. Whether I'm going to have a good race or a bad race or a good weekend or not. It's going well okay because we're actually on the front row, so the pace I think looks good. The setup and the car looks good around here, so I think we're going to pull off one of our madnesses here. Can we do it in qualifying and beat SAINZ though? SAINZ has been so quick all season. He's taken a record amount of poles and has failed to convert half of them into wins. Bottas goes second, and on. Bottas has not been on the front row in years, since his Mercedes days. Not even with Williams, as we've actually dropped a little bit there on the run to turn 5. So could have been a little bit better there. Perez and Verstappen have not been like Piastri. McLaren look good here. And on, McLaren look really good. They're second and fourth right now. Sainz has gone even quicker, so yeah, that poor first sector is going to cost us. We're taking a bit up through the middle sector, which is basically a roller coaster ride. You can pay to get a cinema experience at Thorpe Park or on any other theme park you want to. But yeah, a little bit of I hate that corner. Such a drifty, boring corner, and I always lose time compared to the AR. And then through this corner, it's just about getting the most acceleration, because obviously this corner it's just going to keep tight, and then let the car flow through over the bump and up to the line. And I think that is the front row, ladies and gentlemen. It is. It's P2. Realistically, 10th and a half behind SAINZ. I will take that any day of the week. It's actually 2 by 2 by 2. 2 McLarens, 2 Red Bulls, and 2 Mercedes. As well, Alpines are also together as well. So, yeah, Haas, oh dear. 16th and 19th. That's not where they wanted to be. But yes, obviously, we'll be on the front row. Can we beat Carlos Sainz and try and, build our gap? Let's see. It's time for the race.
The Formula One circus has made its way to the southern coast of Portugal this week, and it's preparing for what I expect to be a terrific race here in Portimao. So Portimao features 15 turns over the course of its 2.9 mile length, 9 are right-handers, while 6 are to the left. This is a track with a lot of uphill action, which only accentuates the importance of getting those exits right, especially at turn 4, where a good line can present opportunities to pass on the way into turn 5. It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. Phoenix lines up on pole position, and Valtteri Bottas will line up alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Oscar Piastri, Perez, Verstappen, Norris, Russell, Leclerc, Tsunoda, Gasly, Sainz, Ocon, De Vries, Liam Lawson, Hulkenberg, Joe, Sargent, Stroll, Magnussen, and Alex Albon picks up the last spot on the grid. It's almost time for the lights to go out, so let's head down to the track where preparations are underway. And joining me again for the race today, Natalie Pinkham. Joined once again by Anthony Davidson for this one. And there's a lot of incidents on track recently for this driver. No one does that on purpose. It is part and parcel of racing, though.
It's not an ideal situation by any means. When you get into a bad run like that, there's always the risk of frustration creeping in, which can cause more mistakes and locks you into this vicious cycle. Hopefully today they can get through turn 1 cleanly and stay calm for the rest of the race.
So here we are down the grid in P1 because Sainz has another penalty. He's only P11 this time, so he's not restarting the back of the wheel, so I'm expecting him to come through and possibly fight us for the win. But yeah, that's Sainz on the back foot. We can actually technically win the championship this weekend if Sainz has a howler. If he scores, I don't quite know the maths, but I think he only has to finish P6. If he finishes P7 or 8 downwards, then we can win. So yeah, we get ready for 5 lights then. For the Portuguese Grand Prix, we're going to start on mediums and finish on softs. Lights out and away we go, and it's a good start compared to Bottas, who's had a horrible start as well. Verstappen there, and I think they're going 4 wide behind us between both McLarens and both Red Bulls. And this is a replay on board with Verstappen. Verstappen had a great start. And then he's gone 4 wide, with both McLarens and both Red Bulls. Perez loses out to one of the Mercedes. I think that's Russell. There's a replay on board with Piastri. Obviously there is squeeze. Piastri actually gets in front of Verstappen there. What happened to Perez? He lost out really. He actually had a good start, but was on that inside. He tries to go the inside and has to lift off. There's a bit of contact with Bottas, and then Russell goes through. And that's another a shocking start for Carlos Sainz. He's down in P18. Yes, P18. He's lost 7 positions off the start. This has become impossible for him. And the champion, all of a sudden, I haven't talked about this, but the championship, it could be won today. Obviously there's only 52 points left as well. And Sainz is, just like in Brazil, having a little bit of struggles getting past a few of the Haas cars. Ferrari will not be happy with this, because obviously Haas are a customer of Ferrari. The obliteration is to get out the way. Eventually we'll actually blast through with some DRS, but it's cost them a few laps stuck behind the Haas cars, and we're just loving life, chilling at the front, So Sainz really needs to get a move on if he wants to take this to Las Vegas. So that is Verstappen finally overtaking Piastri. It took 7 laps to get both of those two out of my DRS on the mediums, but there's a reason why we've gone to mediums, and that's to do with the fastest lap points, as that's a nice overtake for Sainz on Ocon, who's not had a great end of the season really, as well. And Piastri, Bottas, is coming under pressure now from George Russell. So Russell, we've got Perez off the start. I think Perez, I'm not sure where Perez is. I think he's just behind. Yes, he is. But Russell is finally through. And in the points, ladies and gentlemen, in 10th place is Nick De Vries. Yes, I'm not joking. De Vries is in the points. We jumped to lap 15. Not a lot is going on. As we know, Portugal isn't the best circuit for overtaking. It's got that long DRS straight, but even then, it's still not powerful. Verstappen is the first to pit on lap 15 for mediums. Now, we're watching George Russell here. Mercedes have pulled a blinder. Because not only is Russell now, he was ahead of Bottas, and now he's ahead of Piastri. So Russell is de facto P3 in this race as well. Sainz has started to pit now. He's going for De Vries. So this will deprive De Vries of a point. Round the outside, it's the textbook move at Portugal. De Vries is out the points. we're coming in at the pits then at the end of lap number 19 for a set of soft tyres. And the reason why I've done this is because of fastest lap. If we're winning the championship, SAINZ has to get another couple of places if he wants this championship. You know, this could be a championship winning move to take the lead, to win this race, to win the championship here and now and enjoy the final 2 races. Verstappen will take the lead, and I believe we're actually going to come out in P4. But you know, so you know, a little bit of overtaking. It can't all be just me driving around. Give me a bit of fun after all in this very OP Ferrari, who's going to blast past Piastri. Oh, what on earth was that bump and exceeding track limits there? What on earth was that about? So I'm overtaking. This must be a bug because there's no bump there. You know, my car just we just hop. I don't know if Piastri's hopped as well. As we go over, it's just start finish line. How weird is that? Let me know if you've seen this at Portugal in the comments below. But that is really weird. As well, no, Piastri doesn't jump. Only my car. So yeah, I mean, it's a bit of a warning as Russell's had a twitch at the back end. That's going to give us an advantage. We go up the hill, down the inside of Russell, up the hill. Can we make it move? Russell close, but we have made it move. An excellent little move there as well. This is what I have replay with Russell. It's an unorthodox move to make the move, but Russell was slow up the hill. And we just darted down the inside. He had that twitch, of course, which unsettled the car. So yes, we're up to P2. But as we chase Verstappen, it's time for the fastest lap. Moved later on lap 23, then couldn't get him in the DRS zone, but Verstappen's had a poor exit out of this corner, and again another unorthodox place to try and make a move is down this right blind hander down the inside. What a move! I'm sorry, that is two very good moves, and surely that is hopefully good enough to win us the World Championship if you take the lead of the Portuguese Grand Prix. You know, I suppose a replay on board with Verstappen. I don't think he really was thinking about it. He was obviously thinking about braking for a blind right-hander, really. But nevertheless, behind us, George Russell. Sadly for George, you know, he's been in so many good positions at times this season, but has either gone backwards. But in this case, he's out of the race with an engine failure. SAINZ is coming, but he's not coming enough. He's stuck behind Norris and Perez, and really, in order to he needs like P3 at a minimum to take this possible and fastest lap really to take this to Las Vegas. But he can't even get past Norris at DRS. Bottas, who he has got past, and I believe that's Gasly as well, are there. But we're coming across the line. SAINZ is nowhere near. And ladies and gentlemen, we're the world champion.
Fantastic! Yes, come on, we've won it! We are the Drivers' World Champions! And with that, another year of Formula One draws to a close and a new World Drivers' Champion is declared. Another entry added to that prestigious list of the sport's most incredible drivers. That's a spectacular victory then, and with it, the championship is secure. It's been a magnificent season, and they thoroughly deserve the cheers of the crowd here today. So, Natalie, what made the difference out there today?
Well, they managed their tyres to absolute perfection. A tyre whisperer, in fact. And that is what set them apart.
Ferrari are at it again. An excellent performance at today's Grand Prix. And they're certainly a team that know what they're doing out there.
Oh, that was just pure domination in this race. No one else was really any close to us. Verstappen, the strategy was good. Obviously after we got them out of our DRS, we really weren't really troubled. We had the better tyres in the second half of the race to make those moves. And in the end, it's to win in the championship the right way, in style, win Ferrari's championship. First championship since 2007 in season 3, which is technically 2025. I mean, Lewis could follow in my footsteps. Who knows? Who knows what will happen if Hamilton is able to get Ferrari a championship? But we have done it. Finally, on F123, we are the world champion as well. SAINZ actually finished P7 in the end, so not a really mediocre race. I feel like he's 66 points behind. I think he could have got second, or he would have been pressing at the start. If he had been up there, I would not have started on the mediums. If he hadn't had that penalty, but clearly something's going on with his side of the engine, because he's taken 2 engine penalties in the past 2 races as well. So for him, there's obviously a lot. He has to go back to the drawing board. One of us is leaving Ferrari at the end of the season. We'll find out which one of us it is, because winning, as we've known in the past from Ferrari, winning the championship doesn't necessarily mean we should stay on. But I hope we do. SAINZ, in the end, we have beaten SAINZ. We have thrashed the field, winning, 7, 8, 9 victories now. The next episode at Vegas will be out later in the week. Hopefully either tomorrow or Friday as well, depending on what happens. Probably more Friday than tomorrow, really, as well. But yes, that's where I'm going to leave it for today's episode. If you have enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, see plenty more F123 driver career mode videos into season 4 as and when they come out. Until the next video then, I'll see you next time. Take care, enjoy your day, and goodbye.